Imagine you're traveling in your own spaceship and you see something brown, large and blue, covering your entire view of space with large storms dotted on its surface. It has a very deep blue and it looks as if it will drop on you. It is that big. And you see many worlds orbiting this strange planet, some to the size of an asteroid, with ones that are very large. Welcome back to my channel, Cellular Space, where I explore many strange and interesting places around the universe. So today, I'm going to talk about this planet I mentioned earlier. I will give you guys 3 clues to guess what kind of planet this is. Firstly, it is the 4th largest planet in the solar system. Next, it is the last planet that was discovered by us. And finally, it is the only planet that cannot be viewed with our naked eye. So, can you guys guess what this is? Well, it is none other than the planet Neptune. Neptune is the 8th planet from the Sun, and it is one of the 2 ice giants, including Uranus. It is the furthest planet from the Sun, and is the 4th largest by diameter. It is also the densest gas planet. Winds circulate around the planet at a speed of more than 2,100 kilometers per hour. Neptune is also the windiest planet due to this reason. Neptune also houses a lot of famous storms, including the Great Dark Spot. Neptune is one of the coldest bodies in the entire solar system, with its lowest minimum temperature being minus 218 degrees Celsius. Neptune has 16 known moons, which are named after sea-related deities from Roman and Greek mythology. This giant planet was discovered by Johann Gottfried Galle, who was a German astronomer, and Urbain Le Verrier, who was a French mathematician, on the 23rd of September 1846. Did you also know that Neptune is the only planet that can be observed with telescopes like the James Webb Space Telescope? It cannot be observed with your naked eye. It is that far. Neptune is also named after the Roman god of the sea, and its Greek form is Poseidon. Only one mission has ever visited Neptune, and that mission is Voyager 2. But new missions are also being planned. There are still many things to uncover about Neptune, and we have only scratched the surface. So join with me for a dive under the clouds of Neptune. Neptune is the 4th largest planet in the solar system, having a diameter of 49,528 kilometers, only a little bit smaller than Uranus, which makes it able to fit about 4 Earths around its diameter. Its circumference, which is a distance if you travel around it once, is about 154,705 kilometers, which is the same distance that you would get if you travel 4 times around the Earth's equator. Even though Neptune is smaller than Uranus, it is actually heavier than Uranus, which makes it about 17 times the weight of the Earth. The interior of Neptune resembles that of Uranus too. Did you know that Neptune has almost the same composition as Uranus? That is a very surprising fact, isn't it? Just like Uranus, Neptune's structure can be divided into three parts: the atmosphere, the mantle, and the core. The gases of the atmosphere are hydrogen, helium, and methane. And also, the amount of methane, ammonia, and water increase as you go down the atmosphere. Just like Uranus, Neptune also has a water ammonia ocean. This is a type of supercritical fluid which is highly charged with electrons. And as the same as Uranus, the core contains iron, nickel, and silicate. It's almost as if Neptune is Uranus's twin brother. The atmosphere of Neptune can be divided into four parts: the troposphere, the stratosphere, the thermosphere, and the exosphere. But you would realize there is no mesosphere. Well, the simple reason to that is Neptune doesn't have an exact temperature change, and this doesn't cause a mesosphere to exist. Most of the gases are in the atmosphere, with 80% being hydrogen, 19% being helium, and a little amount of 1 to 2% being methane. But there are also traces of acetylene, ethane, and hydrogen sulfide. Now all of us think that the true color of Neptune is a deep blue, just like the trousers I'm wearing. But it turns out that's not the real color. Recently, scientists have discovered the color of Neptune is cyan, which is just like the hoodie I'm wearing, which is the exact same color as Uranus. So even I was surprised when I heard this. So the magnetic field of Neptune has an angle of 47 degrees and its power is about 14 microteslas. I shall now talk about the climate of Neptune, which is a very important topic. Neptune is the windiest planet in the solar system, just like I mentioned earlier, and its wind speed is more than 2,100 kilometers per hour. That is faster than the speed of sound. Which means if you were to fall in Neptune's atmosphere and get caught by a wind, you will not even hear your own voice, which is a thing that I would not recommend you to do. And it is the direction of these winds that makes it even more worse. You see, these winds circulate the planet at the opposite direction the planet spins, which is called retrograde motion. That makes these winds even more dangerous. So Neptune is home to one of the most fierce storms, like the Great Dark Spot, which is 4 times larger than the country of Russia itself. However, it disappeared in 1994, but hailstorms constantly appeared. The distance from Neptune to the Sun is about 4.5 billion kilometers or 30 astronomical units away from the Sun, which means it is 30 times away from the Sun than the Earth. It takes 164 years for Neptune to complete one orbit. Its axial tilt is about 28 degrees and a day of Neptune lasts about 16.1 Earth hours, which means there are 89,700 Earth days in a Neptunian year. Wow, that is a lot of days. Now, I will talk about the rings of Neptune. There are 5 very faint rings. Their names are from order Gaul, Leverrier, Lassell, Arago, and Adams. These five are named after five Greek astronomers, whose names are Johann Gaul, Urbain Le Verrier, William Lassell, Francois Arago, and John Adams. These are the five great astronomers who contributed to find Neptune and to study about it. In the Adams tree, there are four small segments which are known as arcs. These are liberté, égalité, fraternité, and courage. Now, these arcs are not controlled by gravity, but scientists suspect that the nearby moon Galatea is causing all of these effects. It is a shepherd moon, and I speak more about shepherd moons in my previous Saturn video. Speaking of moons, that's what I'm going to talk about next. Neptune has 16 known moons, the largest of them being Triton. Triton has a diameter of 2,706 kilometers, which accounts for about 99.5% of the mass orbiting Neptune. Triton is named after the son of Poseidon, the Greek god of the sea. It is the only moon big enough to have a spherical shape. Triton was also discovered by William Lassell, just like some Uranian moons, in 1846, just 17 days after Neptune. Did you guys know that Triton is the coldest object in the solar system? It's even colder than Uranus, just minus 235 degrees Celsius. That is extremely cold. The second largest moon is Proteus, but its diameter is just 420 kilometers, which is much smaller than Triton. Some of the other moons include Nereid, Galatea, Despina, Larissa, Thalassa, and Naiad, and there are many other moons too. Finally, I would like to talk about the mission sent to Neptune. There has only been one mission, and that mission is Voyager 2. Voyager 2 has encountered lots of planets, and Neptune was its last destination before it disappeared. It encountered the moon Nereid before it came close to Neptune, just 4,400 kilometers away. Voyager 2 verified the existence of a magnetic field of Neptune. It also discovered Neptune's rotational period that was determined using measurements of radio emissions, and it was also shown that Neptune had a very active weather system. 6 new moons were discovered in addition to Triton, and the planet was shown to have more than one ring. However, the CNSA, or the Chinese National Space Administration, is planning to send a mission named Shenzhou with IHP-2 as the flyby. This is just like Voyager 2. So the other proposed missions include missions from NASA and European Space Agency, which is ESA. These missions are Freya, OSS, Triton Hopper, Trident, and Neptune Odyssey. Now, I would like to talk to you about some facts that will amaze you. Did you all know that the first 3 arcs of the Adams ring in Neptune are named after the French Revolutionary motto, which is liberty, equality, and brotherhood? This is because the astronomers Urbain Le Verrier and Francois Arago were French, and it was given as a tribute to their country. Next, did you know that Neptune was in the same position as now when the American Civil War started? It was also when Italy's many regional kingdoms were unified into one country. Also, have you known that Neptune was the only planet to be discovered mathematically? This is a very interesting situation. This was because astronomers have noticed Uranus changing its orbit and thought the planet was behaving strangely. But it turned out it was just a new planet waiting to be discovered, and that planet was Neptune. The astronomer Leverrier predicted its position using his calculations, and Johann Galle observed it with his telescope. Okay, everyone, it's time to wrap up what we explored about Neptune, the windiest planet. Wait a minute, there's something wrong with my spaceship. Oh no, I got caught by wet Neptune's wings. At least they don't smell like Uranus. But it's freezing down. So I'll see you guys later with some more interesting topics. Stay tuned and subscribe my channel for more interesting news about space. So this screen is getting very bad. So see you guys for now. Bye bye.